This is Jonathan Gannon yesterday. He was asked, how would you evaluate Kyler Murray's performance against Green Bay?
I thought he played well. I thought he gave us a chance to win. He made some plays. They did a good job on a couple of the quarterback run plays. I thought, we can do a better job to negate what they were doing at times with some communication. But I thought he played well.
Well, the Kyler component of all this is the one I'm wrestling with, right? I mean, it's easy to watch the last couple games and say, okay, against San Francisco, the defense played really well. Against Green Bay, the defense didn't play well and also was on the field too much. And that's because, with the offense, they weren't running effectively. They do have injuries. Guys are dropping passes. Maybe the play calling could be a little bit better to avoid just 3 and outs. Where does Kyler fit into all this? Because when you watch him play, he's not really making mistakes. Usually the quarterback takes the blame when you lose and he gets all the credit when you win. To me, he's not the reason they're losing these games.
Yeah.
But he's not really doing anything to fix it. Not that he's not trying. I'm just saying he's not doing anything to fix it.
No, I'm just saying right now, I think the way you said that there's a lot of truth to that right now. It's not like Kyler Murray is going out and playing poorly. He's not playing poorly. It's not like he's going out there and playing poorly, and the Arizona Cardinals are losing games because he's playing poorly. But it's not like he's being emphasized, if that is a way to actually characterize that. It's not like he's out there making plays that is winning games for the Arizona Cardinals either.
It's weird to see your quarterback almost be a non-factor, for lack of a better way to put it.
It's almost like he's a neutral right now. And I think a lot of that, this is just me now, I think a lot of that has got to do with 2 things in particular. He needs to be in a balanced offense. There's a lot of quarterbacks who need to be in a balanced offense. He needs to be in a balanced offense. You got to be able to run the ball. I think the Arizona Cardinals haven't run the ball effectively enough right now for my liking. That's number 1. And number 2, I think he's got a lot of Marvin Harrison Jr. on his mind and trying to get Marvin Harrison Jr. involved and trying to target Marvin Harrison Jr. And you know what, just instead of just going ahead and saying, we're going to let coverage dictate where you're going to go with the ball, I think he's thinking an awful lot of getting Marvin Harrison Jr. the ball. That's what I think. And because of that, that can mess with you a little bit. And if you're thinking about, man, have I tried to target him enough? Are we getting him involved enough or not? While you're competing, you don't want a guy thinking about that stuff. And I think it is weighing on him. And it has from the beginning of the season.
When they moved the ball the best against Green Bay, I'll preface this by saying I think this is a coincidence, but Marv wasn't out there, and Kyler was just kind of going to Trey McBride a lot. Now, there's a lot more to it than that. Green Bay had a huge lead, and they were probably like, go ahead, you can have your 8 yards. Like, we're up. We'll trade 8 yards for another minute off the clock. So I don't want to read too much into that, but it is just, it's weird. It's like anybody like just out of college will understand this immediately, but it's like when you're trying to make a purchase, and you don't have bad credit, but you don't have good credit yet. You're just nothing, right? You're just that's kind of been his. It's like when you're trying to get a job out of college. We don't have the experience. It's not like you're a bad candidate, but you don't have the experience yet. Well, how am I supposed to get the experience? Well, because I need the job to get the experience. Kyler's not hurting them. He's just not. It's not like they lost that game 31-30.
Yeah,
they lost that game 34-13. The
and
offense didn't do anything.
Again, I want to say this. It's not like Kyler Murray is responsible for the Arizona Cardinals losing these games. It is.
He's not really turning the ball over. I know there was that fumble with the handoff, but that could have just as easily been on the running.
He's got a quarterback rating of 100 right now, but it's a situation again where you need everybody to come alongside and play well. It's not just the responsibility of your quarterback to go out and win games. You also have to have the defense help you. You also have to have the running game help you. You also have to have a lot of that. Now, again, Kyler Murray's got to throw the ball down the field more. And I think Kyler knows that and would say that himself. He's got to be able to do that. Throw the ball down the field more. Teams are bunching up for the most part. They're jamming the line of scrimmage. They're almost daring the Arizona Cardinals to throw the ball deep down the field. So you know what? Have at it.
This is Dan Orlovsky yesterday talking about Kyler.
You're questioning Kyler Murray?
You're not?
Oh, no. Kyler's playing good.
Kyler Murray, you think is a franchise quarterback still?
Oh, yeah. I think I've got to watch yesterday's game. I didn't watch the Green Bay game yet. But Kyler Murray's playing good football this season. Marvin going out yesterday hurt. But, yeah, oh, yeah. Kyler's playing good football.
Now, he said right there he didn't watch the Green Bay game yet. And that's, again, I don't think it was a terrible game by Kyler, but it's certainly not going to help his grade if you're trying to grade him for the season. The only reason I'm bringing this up, Wolf, is because you have said this multiple times. I have agreed and said it in other ways. A lot of people have said it, that this is a prove-it year for Kyler Murray. And, like, if the season was ending right now, thankfully it isn't, but it through 6 games, I don't even know.
It's hard to evaluate.
What would you evaluate?
Yeah,
he's got a good quarterback rating. He's not really turning the ball over, but they're not putting up points either, and that's his job.
Yeah, that's his job, but you also need a lot of help on that. Yeah. Your offensive line has got to help you. Protecting you it's kind of important. You have to be able to run the ball. You have to be able to have an offense that will rally around your quarterback to be able to evaluate him. It's very difficult right now to do that. I will say this again. There are some scheduled runs that I think they need to do with Kyler Murray, but you know me. I'm talking about 2, 3, maybe 4 if you get a little kooky a game. I think you can actually do that more. Okay? And you know me. I'm like, listen, if you need your quarterback to run the ball for you to be successful, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, the unscheduled run, hey, pull it down and run. I got no problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. That is part of an offense, and it can be a demoralizing part of any offense to a defensive coordinator and to a defense that is out there. We covered everybody on that play. We got pressure on the quarterback, and the pressure got him out of the pocket, and all he did was pull the ball down and run for a first down and move the chains. That is demoralizing. It's not the most demoralizing thing that could happen on a football field, but it's demoralizing nonetheless. So the unscheduled run, I'm fine with that. But 2, 3, maybe 4 a game of scheduled runs with Kyler, yeah, I'd like to see that. I got no problem with that.
This stat kind of just sums it up. He's 11th in quarterback rating in the NFL this season. He's 25th in passing yards per game. And the Cardinals are in the bottom third in points per game. And it's like, yeah, he's not making a ton of mistakes compared to a lot of quarterbacks, but he's not really producing a lot of points either.
Well, it's a run-first team as well.
Yeah, but they're not putting up points either. I mean,
yeah.
So
he's not just responsible for not putting up points.
No, but this game coming up against the Chargers, where we're talking about how it might be a bad matchup, this is a game before the season. I'd have been like, oh, this is great. The Chargers are probably going to put up 20, and they hold teams to 17. Kyler alone will be worth 21 somehow.
Look, Kyler needs to play better. There's no doubt about that.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.